Oh my god, there's 9 people in here. What's good, Lorcana fans? We are back for a new episode of Ohana Boys. Except for there's no boys today. It's only me. You guys are stuck with me. So funnily enough, hello. All the guys got looped into doing other stuff, which is totally fine. But I still wanted to give you guys our weekend recap because we had some events, you know. We had Red Purple. I'm sorry, did somebody say Red Purple? Have a comeback at the Vegas CCQ. So that's gonna be kind of exciting. I have both of those lists that we're gonna talk about today. I feel like I don't want to say it's like a cookie cutter list, but like a lot of them are very similar. And one of them is playing a tech card that I love and I'm super excited about. One of them is also just kind of like very toolboxy, which I like. Um, so yeah, we get to go over that. And then we have what did we have? We had Whispers Case Tournament this past weekend at one of our sponsor stores. So that's gonna be kind of exciting. Oh yeah. Uh Poor Runt. Wrecked his truck on Friday and had a very eventful weekend there. So that was pretty exciting. Um but yeah. So we're gonna do this. Let me pull up these lists that I have for you guys. I have to let me see really quick. What other events did anybody in the chat have any crazy events that they went to this weekend? I feel like everybody has just been kind of like riding the CCQ trains and just kind of like waiting for all of those events, which is honestly kind of fun. I love watching all of the CCQs going on. I wish that they were streamed. That would be way more fun, but alas, SCG Con Las Vegas. Is this the one? Yeah, okay, cool. All right. So I guess that's this one. I can just pull it up here. So we'll go over the second place list first. Let me pull that up for you guys so we can see. Hi, Joe. How you doing? I cannot sleep on live. Nope. I won't sleep on live personally. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So this was kind of the more, I think, like cookie cutter version of Red Purple that we've like seen. This was the second place list. Ben Hansen at the 10K CCQ that was in Vegas this past weekend. I love seeing that what is it? That the red purples kind of I'm sorry, the ruby amethyst can kind of like get away with playing the 4 Demona. I feel like other amethyst decks not so much. Maybe Blurple just because they have what is it? Like they have like the ramp to like get there and like spam the bodies and everything. I feel like when I was looking at both of these lists, I almost felt like they should be playing what is it called? The Grimoire, the new item that says that you can um gain a lore for every exerted character you have, and then your character's name Demona Gain Rush. So I feel like that would make the 4 drop a little bit better, and then obviously it makes the 6 drop very, very good. But I feel like this is like pretty standard for most like Ruby Amethyst that I've been seeing kind of around and on the Forbidden website. I haven't seen many playing the Diablo line. I feel like I've mostly been seeing them play the Tink, and like not seeing a shift Tink is kind of interesting. I feel like there's normally like some shifts in there, like the shift Tink in there, just because it like helps you deal with like aggro pretty early, which is kind of honestly pretty good. But I feel like this list with having the new 2-drop 3/3 Diablo, I feel like this is also just kind of like very good in that sense. And then obviously like you go turn 1 Tink, turn 2 Lumiere, like the Daisy isn't gonna stay there. So overall it's like really, really good. I think the Herc, I don't know if you guys have seen the Herc Stonk and the Headless Horseman, but both of those cards have gone absolutely insane over the past 2 days. So if you didn't pick up your Hercs and your headless Ruby Headlesses, uh, rip, because both of those have jumped pretty significantly in price. So that's kind of rough there. But I think overall, though, this is like a pretty standard list. The 3/3 Diablo is honestly probably like one of the better cards that came out this set for like the early game for Ruby, I think. And then like seeing the Sisu come back is just like chef's kiss. We love this Sisu. I love this Sisu. And Demona kind of like helps facilitate the Sisu, I think. Because if you Demona, then they like refills their hand to give the Sisu that 4 willpower or that 4 strength that you're looking for. Magical Maneuvers is a pretty good card when you're playing it. I think that like with the Cheshire Cat, like you can like Cheshire Cat effect boost it, then maneuvers kind of like bring it back to your hand to refill, which is also pretty good. I've seen a lot of um Emerald Amethyst playing the magical maneuvers with like because obviously I don't know how many Emerald Amethyst players are playing the same list that our friend Brayden is playing. Our team member Brayden over in Ohana has a Emerald Amethyst list that plays the what is it? He plays Flynn, Megara, Ursula, Cheshire Cat. Like he plays the Merlin. So he's like always bouncing them back to his hand to like refill his hand size, which is honestly pretty gas. But magical maneuvers I think help facilitates that, and then obviously like will help facilitate just like challenging, because a lot of people were kind of back in that stage at the beginning of Fabled where everybody was just kind of like not turning their cards sideways, which you obviously can like very quickly lose a game that way. Especially if you don't have like single target removal, which can be kind of difficult at times, but it's all good. We have cards like Magical Maneuvers and Elsa and Demona now that just deal with those things. Um, and then Headless obviously has I when I first read this card, I was like, this card is so bad. Like aggro's not going to be a thing. Like what? Like why are we playing that? Like why would anybody be playing this? And then the first time that I got my Genie Headless Horseman, I was very upset because I realized that my Genie is 2 strength. So poor Genie does not survive the Headless Horseman. So I think word of advice for anybody playing against Ruby Amethyst, if you know you're playing against them, do not curve out to your Genie on turn 4, because it is most likely getting Headless if they went first. Other than that, though, I think this list was obviously very good for this guy. The first place list, though, congrats to Ben, because that was bringing Ruby Amethyst back is crazy. And then let's be honest, the third place list was dogs. We'll go over that one too. But I want to talk about this list because I love this list. It's pretty gas because it plays They Never Come Back. This has like been one of my like favorite cards since the beginning of Fabled. When I wasn't able to play Diablo, or not Diablos, Dumbos at CCS. Um, and then I ended up taking the 1K the next day, the women's 1K the next day, and I played They Never Come Back. And I think this card like single-handedly won me like 3 matches. Or 3 games in that day, just because like I was able to like stop an aggro player from like re-readying, um, so that they couldn't quest for game, and then it gave me a chance to like set my board up and be able to take those cards out the next turn. But I think They Never Come Back just has like a lot of utility. Um, this list again on the Diablos, I literally every Ruby Amethyst list that I've seen hasn't been playing. Like I haven't seen them play a Diablo turn 1. So kind of seeing the Diablo in there is interesting. I'm sure that like maybe they're just opting for like I think maybe like in the blind you're mulliganing for the Tinkerbell because it just gives you like a more aggressive line to start. Um, and then obviously the four Diablos. This Diablo is definitely absolute gas. It is super broken. A 3/3 on 2. RIP to our boy Raja that has vanished and is probably never going to get played again unless it's in a it's in a illusions deck because all the two drop 3/3s that got printed this set are insane. And then the one of Timothy Q Mouse, I love this because the higher end of this deck is very evasive. So we still have instead of the Tinkerbell, he played the Peter Pan, the Ruby Peter Pan, which I like because it's a hero, so like it will take the effect of the Herc, which is good. And then like obviously you have your Dumbo, your Genie, your Iago, your Elsa, and then the Ursula two of I think is so spicy. I love this card. I haven't seen a lot of people like playing it outside of like maybe some Emerald Amethyst players. It's obviously a little bit slow, which kind of is why I think most people aren't playing it. Or it just hasn't like made its way out into the meta yet. We're obviously still very early. How long has this set been out? Like 2 weeks now, I think, or 3 weeks at most, going on 3 weeks. So obviously the meta can change pretty significantly. Um, I feel like library is just so standard going into Emerald Sapphire. Um, it is something I think that some or some Amethyst Steel players have considered. That was something I was considering just because like when they Eminem and then Prince Philip you're able to just kind of draw off of all of those cards. Um, I feel like it's also just kind of like very hard to set this up sometimes because we don't have the massive ink resource that like Emerald Sapphire would have. Um, but I still think that it's pretty good. I love the versatility of it. And if you don't need it, then you can just ink it, and it's kind of never a dead card in your hand. The amount of uninkables that are not in this deck is also just like absolutely astounding to me. What do we have? We have 4, 8, 12. That's it? Just 12? Oh, wait. And then, 13. Okay. So that's not terrible. The one of her, I thought that, hold on. I'm kind of curious now. Let's look at this other list. Okay. So this list, sorry, don't want to cough in you guys' ears. This list is playing 3. What's its uninkable count? 4, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14? Is that math? Yeah, 14. I'm not going to lie to you. That's scary. 14 uninkables is a lot. Um, yeah, I literally cringe every time I look at my Amethyst Steel list and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have 12 uninkables. Like, what is this? The one of Xanatos. Yeah. So I actually think this card is like so good in Ruby Amethyst specifically. Like, I think that Xanatos could be like a 2 of potentially in case you have to ink it early. But like, I get why it's a 1 of because like most of the time I feel like people are just going to get rid of it as soon as they see it. Like, you never want your opponent questing for 2, giving something rush, potentially killing off or banishing off one of your like important characters, and then also if they banish their card, they get to draw a card. Um, so I feel like Xanatos has a place. I almost feel like his place is definitely more in Ruby Sapphire, but like I haven't seen anybody break Ruby Sapphire yet. Not quite like we've seen Ruby Amethyst be broken this weekend. So that's kind of interesting to say. Uh, I mean, like, I could be wrong. Like, maybe it is just a good one of. I wonder how many times he actually. I'd be curious to know how many times he played it and was able to proc effect of the rush, because I think that that effect is just like so good. Like, I'm still gonna gain my 2 lore. I'm gonna swing something into your card, and then I'm gonna potentially draw another card. Like, it gives so much value. And that's why anytime I see Xanatos coming out on the field, I'm immediately trying to get rid of it. Like, do I have a strength in my hand? Okay, cool. I'm getting rid of this if I have 5 characters. Um, but I love that we're still on the Dumbo like the draw package. I guess like in this one, you really don't have many other options besides the Demona. And opting for no Hades is kind of interesting because I'm pretty sure this other list, yeah, this other list he was on 3 Hades. I guess it really just depends. If you're expecting to see a lot of Emerald Sapphire, I can understand not playing the Hades because they're always going to want you to draw because obviously they want to like gain those cards. But I'm curious to know why he didn't play any Hades. I guess maybe like no space. Like his top end isn't like terrible. He's only playing like what is this? 4, 8, 12. Oh my gosh, I can't math. 12, 15, 5 drops. I guess that can be kind of like detrimental, but I feel like it's not too bad. Like that's still like a decent amount. And like most of his characters are kind of ones and twos that are like super impactful. And then his top end is like really good removal. So I don't know. I'm curious why he didn't play the Hades. Obviously, it worked for him. So congrats to him on first place and getting his invite. That was honestly pretty gas. I want to see what some of these other lists were. So we had top 4. We had dogs in top 4. I kind of want to see this. I guess maybe this is probably just like a normal list, right? Like the regular list that we've been seeing. I don't know how many dogs you guys have been seeing. Oh, the Finnick. I love this card so much. I think Finnick is so good. The Webby shift line always a good option. 3 Chromacons. Mowgli's crazy. Mowgli plus Ursula is just like hurtful. Genuinely, like it hurts my feelings playing that. The one of Raja. I think this card is actually pretty good. Like the Della Moon's Lullaby. I played against a Ruby Amber list that was playing the little Sisu and then like this card to just like minus strength stuff and then I don't know like banish everything. Like your headlesses can get their effect. The Sisu gets the effect. So it was like pretty good. It was kind of like what Ruby Sapphire used to be, but with Ruby Amber and no ramp. So it was like a fair. It was a fair list, guys. It was fair. Um, yeah, I feel like this is a pretty standard list. What does this one do? When you play this character, you may pay 2 to return. Oh yeah, this is the new kit. That's the new kit. That's what that one is. Only playing 2 of the Webby shift line is very interesting. Like only playing 2, I feel like you should still maybe they like opted out of this for maybe like the Della's Moon Lullaby to draw 2 Under the Sea. I don't know. I just feel like the Webby shift line is so strong. Like why wouldn't you just play 4 and 4? I don't know. The Webby and the Tramp are also so gas. Like to boost your 0-3 lady is crazy. That also hurts my feelings. Dogs is indeed not dead, guys. We all thought that Spooky was gonna take the dogs to the pound, and it did not. Uh, 11 p.m. Vegas. These names are so funny. All right, I want to see. So I was very against Black Heron. Okay, I just like I wanted to play something that wasn't Black Heron, but here alas, I've changed my mind. I love so I got sent this list as a Amethyst Steel player myself, and this made me like hurl over in pain because I was like, this card, I want to know how this felt in Ryan effing Miles's hands because this card always feels very clunky for me. You obviously need more 4 drops, and he's playing 4, 5, 9 4 drops. I guess that's like more. I opted for not this card, and I have seen the appeal of Yzma. Um, but I'm still on the Dumbo shift or the Dumbo draw line. So I get why Yzma's better. I will be testing that most likely. But I feel like this is like pretty standard for what I was playing, except for we're not on Diablos anymore. Well, currently I am not on Diablos. But the Olaf, I've been saying Olaf was gas since the beginning. Especially when you're playing against Blue Steel or Sapphire Steel. Olaf, if you have a Hades and a Doc on the field, like if you have two Olafs, like your Doc and your Hades are coming back to your hand. You are Hades affecting, and you are getting Doc. So I just feel like Olaf is kind of like our new bounce package, right? Like it's not perfect, obviously, it's not perfect, but it is something. Um, the one of elephants kind of interesting. I don't know. I I've considered playing elephant, never actually got to the point where I put it in my deck. Um, so like I find that to be kind of like interesting. I wonder how that worked for him. As a one of, like I wonder if it was like as impactful. Because you're probably not seeing it as often. And I guess like you're bouncing, it's kind of like the same as what we want Olaf to do, right? Just to bounce your dog, bounce your Hades back to hand, so you can get effect. Maybe bounce your Cheshire Cat to refill your hand off of the boost. I never hate that. So like those are all options. Yeah. Let's see. We did have a spicy shark control make top 16. I love seeing all these lists, guys. We're like getting pretty deep into this set, right? Like we have CCS for any of you East Coasters next week. Not next. Oh yeah, it is next week. It's literally in like 9 days. So next week. Um, this list is kind of good. I feel like it's pretty. I love the four of this CCU, and I feel like we can be a little more greedy with our uninkables because we have Cinderella, right? We have Cinderella, we have Tipo. We can be a little bit more greedy with uninkables. No spooky is kind of gas. The four of mystery might solve a mystery. Guys, this card, if you have not played this card is good. I recommend this being a four of or at least a three of in like most Sapphire decks because like you are just grabbing a character off the top and your Cindy can sing it after she's already inked you, 2 times or whatever. So I don't know. Maybe this is the sauce. Maybe this is the blue red sauce that we've been this ruby sapphire sauce we've been dying for since rotation. Because I don't know about you guys, but I do enjoy me some ruby sapphire. All right, let's see here. We're gonna talk. Okay, so we talked about those two, the CCQ. Now, I don't have a ton of lists from our case tournament, which is kind of sad, but I do have one very, very good list from our resident DJ Big Russ. He came in with Ruby Amethyst, which we were all very shocked about. We all expected him to be playing dogs. So that was kind of crazy. Can't lie. His list, I feel like, is like relatively standard. I think he mixed a little bit of the first and second. Like it looks like a little bit of a mix of the first and second place list, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that. They never came back had me hype when I saw it in his hand, and I got told very swiftly that he slammed it into the inkwell every time he saw it when he was on stream. He did say that it was a lot of it was to play against when you're seeing like vanished characters or the aggro matchup. Obviously, like yes, that is like what is important. You're stopping them from questing, or you're kind of killing two birds with one stone if there's multiple vanished characters out, because you could target their sorry about that, guys. Target those characters with that effect. So it's pretty good. The two of library, he said the same thing that I said earlier about it, was that he felt like it would be really good into Emerald Sapphire. I feel like that's like a pretty common consensus in like just Amethyst in general. Like the library just gives you the ability to draw if you get Eminem and Prince Philip. Everything else is like the two of Herc. I was playing next to him, or I was sitting next to him whenever he was playing in top 8, and I watched him like dead draw this Herc, and then I watched him with 5 ink draw Demona, and it was like very sad. Because I feel like like Russ always like kind of gets like the poopy end of the stick, right? Whenever he's in top cut, sometimes like he's either super gas or it's like, oh no, I don't see what I need. So that kind of sucks. Hello Nate, how you doing? We're solo running the Ohana girl today because all the guys were unable to make it. Um, but yeah, I don't know what other event. I don't feel like there was like a ton of other events this weekend. I feel like it was all pretty standard. Um, Let me see. I feel like oh my gosh, we love this emote. Oh, if you don't know, you will know we have new emotes. You have to subscribe to use them, obviously. On our Twitch, we have new emotes of the actual Ohana boys. We have Corey doing his iconic thumbs up. We have Alaric screaming overcooked, and we have Matt with the grumpy face and the Arthur bald fists. So, those are our new emotes. We love them. They're great. Only goats emote. Yes, yes, yes. This is the grumpy face Matt one. It is very funny. I love it. I pretty much made all of their emotes so that they were very accurate to the guys' personalities. So it was that was pretty fun. Let's see. I think we did have one of our friends went to a case tournament this weekend. Let me see if I can pull this list because it was actually really funny. It wasn't a case tournament. I lied. I lied. It was a charity event that he went to this weekend, and he said, "Quick, somebody give me a deck list to play." I said, "Sick, I can do that." And I sent him my Amethyst Steel list, and he was like, "I can't play this. I don't have Hades." And I had sent him like an updated version of my list, which was a little bit less aggro. So I sent him my like more aggro version that I had like pawned from JDRR, with the Timothy Q's and the Tinkerbells. So he was like, "Still don't have Hades. What do I do?" I was like, "Just sub it for like Belle or White Rose or something." And then he texts us at I think it was like 5 in the afternoon, like later that day, and he goes, "Guys, I'm 5-0." And I was like, "There's no way this man just went 5-0 at a tournament with a random Amethyst Steel list and didn't have Hades." So like really the only removal that he had in his deck was like from challenging or like a moving damage with Cheshire Cat and Belle. And then like that was it. I was like, "That's like insane. Like I want to know what he played against. What was your matchups?" So that was kind of gas, can't lie. Can't lie. It was pretty fun though. It was a good weekend. Next weekend we have the CCQ at CCS. That's a lot of C's. The CCQ at CCS. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I feel like I know some of the crowd that generally shows up at CCS, so we're probably going to be seeing red, purple, or ruby amethyst kind of like make its creep its little head in the CCS doors. I'm expecting to see ruby amethyst. I'm expecting to see emerald sapphire, because Prince Philip is a force to be reckoned with. Corey is cooking up and potentially going to just, how do I say that? I guess I just say balls to the wall with his like damage list that he made. It's kind of spicy, kind of gas. I know a lot of us are still trying to kind of like figure out what list we're playing. Um, been testing Ruby Amethyst all day, probably gonna play it. Really? Are you playing, which list are you playing? Is it the first place list or the second place list? Because like both of them are honestly really good. One of them is just a little bit more toolboxy than the other. CCQ first, yeah. I like that list. He plays They Never Come Back. We like that card. It's my favorite card. Yeah, no, I do like that list. I think it's really good. I think that we're probably going to be seeing a lot of that list. Probably a little more like tech for the mirror potentially, especially going into CCS. I feel like we're just going to be seeing a lot of ruby amethyst, and I feel like ruby amethyst, purple steel, or amethyst steel, and then emerald sapphire are probably going to be uh been on They Never Come Back since last set. It was fun. It was a fun one of me and Dom. I remember we played this card at CCS, the last CCS, when the Dumbo Stonk was crazy. Um thank you, Jenna. I am doing my best. It's hard out here. My mouth is dry and I don't have a drink. But yeah, They Never Come Back is crazy. If you can actually like if you have the right like setup for it. It can be very, very impactful, I think. Um, and I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of ruby amethyst, a lot of amethyst steel, and a lot of emerald sapphire. So it's going to be interesting to see how people are going to be teching for the mirrors versus kind of. I feel like a lot of amethyst players are going to be going to end up being on library. Okay, we're not going to talk about that one, guys. Um, but they're going to be on library because it is just honestly very, very impactful in the Emerald Sapphire matchup. So I don't know. I've been testing it a little bit, still kind of undecided on that. I don't know. I'm like really. I think we're all just kind of like drilled into CCS now. That was why we had these last two. That's why Ohana hosted the two tournaments that we did, um, was because we wanted to get ready for CCS. And the last time we did, we had like a really good turnout for Ohana at CCS. It was because we had two tournaments leading up to CCS. So we're about to see it again, guys. You're gonna see Ohana, hopefully at the top tables, hopefully day twoing, hopefully getting invites to the invitational. We're gonna see. It's gonna happen. Shere Khan feasts on red purple. Yeah, Shere Khan does feast on red purple. I don't know if you guys know what this card does. I like let me pull this. Let me pull this up for you guys cuz it's kind of gas. This card is kind of gas. Let's see. Dreamborn. Nope, not that one. That's the forbidden website. We don't talk about that one. There are some cards that I think are going to end up being pretty good that we're going to see going into CCS. So, Shere Khan. Oh, wait. I'm in a deck builder. My bad. Let me, so I can show you guys. Shere Khan is gas. Whenever this character quests, banish chosen opposing damage character. Period. There's a period at the end of that sentence, okay? Then, comma, you may put one damage counter on another chosen character. So you do not have to damage, or you don't have to banish a character to put damage on a character, guys. We have to know what our card effects do, how our cards read. So that's very important, because apparently Corey had been playing his Emeralds. What color is it? Emerald Sapphire deck for like a week and a half, and had no idea that you could do one without the other. It was cool. It was cool. It was cool. You guys are special. It's okay. You guys forgot that there was a period at the end of that. That's all it was. I want somebody to show up with playing the Little John loop. I want somebody to show up and play the Little John loop because that's crazy. Potion of Malice. Nate's about to be wearing a Shere Khan jersey. Oh no. The whole first day of the DLC. The Potion of Malice is also really good. M&Ms. This is M&Ms, guys. Mean, malicious, and scary. Where Ohana is going to coin a sub team named Team Mean, Malicious, and Scary, and it's going to be all the mean players on the team. Goofy is crazy. In any Emerald deck, guys, if you're playing an Emerald deck, you should probably be playing Goofy. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna see. There's a lot of like really good cards though. I feel like this card is so underrated, and I really the item that I was talking about earlier is this one. Okay, it is the. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that because I know I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, and then I'm gonna get like roasted in the chat for it. Uh, but this is the one that I was talking about where I think it facilitates like the Demonas like really well because off of the 6 drop you're gaining lore for each character that gets exerted, and then B, your Demonas gain rush, so your Demona can actually do something. You are literally the captain of Team Mean, Malicious, and Scary, Corey. Like you're the captain of that team. You are the mean, you are the malicious, and you are the scary. I know, it's gas. But yeah. Where's the Oh wait, I'm silly. I was about to be like, where's the Goliath enchanted? Guys, also, if you're playing a steel deck, and you're not playing Pluto and you're expecting to see dogs, you're doing it wrong. This card is crazy. I think it needs to be a 2 of, but the card is crazy. Pluto and then Sword of Hercules. It is such a tempo change for any Sapphire deck. They play that Hades, they ink your card, and they're like, dang, this Hades is about to quest like 3 times and get me like 6 lore. Joke's on you, drop the Sword of Hercules. That's all I'm going to say. And for all of us Steel players, we gain a lore when we challenge, which is really good for us because a lot of times we end up just challenging. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I kind of went on a rant there, a little tangent for you to get your blood flowing. Sword is gas, Dom. Yes, I fought Dom on this so hard. I tried it. I was like, I don't like it. I feel like you just have to hold it, and in reality, you do. If you're playing it as a one of and it's in your opening hand, you keep it in your hand. You don't ink it if you can help it, and you just soar away with it. And when they play that Hades down, you play the sword and you say, haha, joke's on you. Get rid of your deity. And it's really good against Ruby Amethyst. Herc's a deity, guys. And the new Herc is a deity. In case you didn't know. Might be a 2 of. But yeah. Okay. That's all I've got for you guys. We were gonna do what were we gonna do? We were gonna do Overcooked. Oh yeah, yeah. You didn't realize that because all the other hurt cards. Okay, yeah. Hold on. Let me say this. We went through it. All of the other hurt cards, not deities, guys. I thought that all of them were deities. It was a lie because he did not doesn't gain his power like deity power until like later. So like this one, they made him like, okay, you've gained your power. You're now a deity kind of situation. So yeah. But yeah, that's all I've got. So play your swords, play your Plutos, get rid of the Emerald Chromacons, and I have a jersey with my nickname coming. Hopefully, I get it before CCS. Starter deck Chris? Does it say starter deck Chris? I'm so excited to see that. That's gonna be gas. Oh man, we're here for that. We're here for that. Let's go. Yeah, we love it. Uh, alrighty, we're gonna raid the ICL with our few viewers here. Let me get this raid started as we swing on over here. We're sad we didn't do the ICL this time. Ohana didn't do the ICL this time. Yeah, no Overcooked this week. That was what I was saying. No Overcooked this week. We forgot that Overcooked was is a Thursday channel thing. And Thursday is unfortunately Thanksgiving. But we will go and do Overcooked probably not next Tuesday. Yeah, probably next Tuesday since a lot of us are going to be leaving on Thursday or just kind of busy on Thursday night getting ready. And then we'll be back to our regularly scheduled Ohana Boys on Tuesday and Overcooked on Thursday the following week after CCS because the Ohana Boys will go through and recap the CCS experience for us. But yeah, enjoy.